Hello, my name is Ray Fernandez and I am serving as your Internal Election Chief Election Officer. As such, my job will be to oversee the election process on February the 17th. We have put together this video to assist UTD members in conducting their worksite election. It is important to make it clear who is running the election at your worksite on February 17, 2016. According to the election rules, UTD stewards running for office must not run the election. So if you're running for office, you need to designate another UTD member to run the election at your site. You will also need 2 UTD members to act as witnesses during the election, and they will need to fill out the affidavit on the back of the cast ballot envelope. More on that later. We strongly suggest that you carefully review all the materials in your packet before the day of the election to avoid any confusion. I am going to go over the materials that you will find in your election materials packet. We have provided a steward checklist to help you prepare in advance. This will be your guide before the election. Next, you need to identify a location and post the time and location using the notification of election form. You should also make announcements at the PA system at your site and put the postcards in your members' mailboxes. Identify your 2 UTD member official witnesses and/or someone to run the election if you're running for office. Check to see that you have all of your materials. Please make sure that voters' privacy is preserved. The next item I will highlight is the procedures and requirements for the day of the election and the challenge ballot instructions. You should take time to read these procedures carefully before the day of the election. This will help you be well prepared for a smooth voting process. Some other things that you should know are: number 1, campaigning is not allowed within 50 feet of where people are voting. Number 2, the person conducting the election must not wear any candidate apparel in the voting area, but it is okay for voters to do so. Third, observers are allowed at the polling places, but they must sign in on the place provided on the back of the cast envelope and wear a sticker showing them to be an observer. Also, familiarize yourself with the rules for observers and have that sheet available to advise observers. Avoid distractions and stick to business when voters are present, and follow the rules to avoid complaints and/or risking your school vote being invalidated. So now let's talk about the voting process on election day. You need to be at your place of voting with your 2 member witnesses and stay there throughout the entire voting time. You need to open and close the voting at the times that you have posted. We have provided you with a sign to post at the voting site. The first thing you will need to do is set out the sign-in sheets, listing eligible voters as well as the sign-in sheets for challenge ballots. Take out your voter instructions, as you will give one of these to each voter. The next thing will be to open your 3 ballot packages in the presence of your witnesses. I'm going to take a moment here and explain why there are 3 packages. There was a significantly higher rate of candidate participation in this election, with the highest number being in the delegate races. As a result, there is a multi-page ballot. So you have 3 pages to the ballot. 2 are two-sided and 1 is single-sided. All are marked with a number in the top left-hand corner with numbers 01 through 05. Ballots are also barcoded at the bottom with each side's name appearing as well. That is so that we can provide a side-by-side accounting of the vote. Before beginning the voting process and handing out ballots, you must count the ballots in each packet and record the number on the back of the affidavit on the back of the cast envelope. Have the member voter sign in and give them a voter's instruction sheet and one sheet from each package. It is critically important that each voter signs in so that the number of cast ballots matches the number of signatures. If you end up with more signatures than ballots, that would not cause a problem, but more ballots than signatures will. If a site turns in more ballots than voters that sign in, the entire site's votes may be voided. Remind voters that they must vote in secret and must mark their ballots like this to have their votes counted, and voters should not fold the ballots. Advise voters to follow the vote up to number instructions on the ballot. If you vote for more candidates than there are positions, your vote will be invalidated for that race. Next, let's talk about challenge ballots. Someone may say that they are a UTD member and ask to vote, but they are not on your list, or they are at your site that day and they want to vote there as a convenience. In that case, they must sign on the challenge ballot sign-in sheet. Give the challenge ballot voter the same material as the regular voter. Additionally, give them the one secret ballot envelope and one challenge envelope. Challenge ballots will be folded up and placed first into the secret ballot and then placed in the challenge ballot envelope. The voter then signs the back so that the Internal Functions Committee can verify UTD membership. Secret ballot envelopes are separated and set aside from the challenge ballot envelope before counting to ensure voter secrecy. Next, let's talk about what you need to do if someone makes a mistake when marking their ballot. We call that a spoiled ballot. Simply mark the page as spoiled. Then determine which of the 3 pages it was given to the voter, another one of those sheets. If it was one of the pages that are two-sided, the voter must redo both sides. Place spoiled ballots in the envelope provided for that purpose. Once everyone has voted, you and the 2 witnesses have a few more things to do. Carefully count each item as indicated on the affidavit. Be sure to record each item accurately. You will need to complete the affidavit on the back of the cast envelope. Before you and your 2 member witnesses seal the envelope, place all designated materials inside and all 3 of you need to sign it. Now you're ready to sign the packet and deliver it to the fire tower before 7 p.m. on the day of the vote to the Firefighters Hall. It is located at 8000 Northwest 21st Street in Miami. The key to conducting a smooth election is being organized and planning ahead. Please be sure to read all information contained in your packet carefully and do not open ballot packages until February 17th during the specified voting time. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and for your service to your union. Let's have a great election day. Thank you.